decide to put on a trans arts festival in the north of England, you do kind of wonder how that's going to go down. You chose to write about queer sex. I haven't read about that before, and as a trans person, I'm in the book, by the way. Me and Taylor, my boyfriend who's here, we're in the book, and we really overshared.
To be honest with you, when we came to the end of the interview, it was just pure gold. I couldn't believe that you were telling me quite so much.
What am I to do? I can't help it.
It was hard, like when you just get offered a book and like, what am I going to write about? Like, I haven't written since GCSE English, so I was like, okay, let me think, what could I do? And I was like, okay, let me do the book that I wish I had when I began transitioning.
Those stories need to be heard, and coming from trans voices to trans voices in the case of this book. So yeah, it was a wonderful night.
Concealing my past involves lots of awkward conversations about the fact I had no children and having to reinvent bits of my past. That's what I hated the most, having to make up a cisgendered past. My queer, gay male, drag queen, trans past was so much more interesting.
I am universal to my own experience. We are all universal to our own experiences. And when we get told, like, here's a cis guy and he's the neutral guy, who are you in relation to the neutral guy? It's like, well, I'm the neutral guy, actually. Fuck you.
We need more events like this that are accessible to mainstream audiences without them becoming a discussion about whether trans people exist, or without becoming a discussion where a situation where trans people have to defend their identity and their transness. I think we definitely need more events like this where it's just open and accessible and the language is accessible, and I just thought tonight, like, you nailed it. It was perfect, definitely.
They all said Brandon was a good kisser, all his ex-girlfriends. The sweetest boy who could reach in and pull out your heart.
It was amazing. Like, there's just different ways to exist. All of the acts were so different, and it made you feel less awkward because there's not just one way to be a person. There's all different ways to express yourself and exist in a space, and then coming and seeing the audiences and how different everyone is and stuff. It just makes you feel more comfortable in yourself, seeing the variation and being queer.
I didn't really want to tell you how old I was, but to be honest, it's the only thing about me that people really understand.
Inspiring and relevant work, really.
What we can say is the sewers often flood is fuck all. And so, yeah, please go back to the pie chart with the fish and
I think what was really interesting is the conversation about different kinds of trans stories, and not just seeing stories about transitioning, but trans people telling their own stories.
Sisters, we are all we have got, and that's more than fine, because we are all we need. The fear and intimidation we inspire is because they know that the femme revolution has arrived. Standing on the backs of the bridges laid by sisters before us, we rise, we rise, we rise. Thanks.
I think we'll end on that.
Yeah, definitely.